So this is a new physical medium pickup video. I went to the FYE at the Wilgo Mall, and I also went to Walmart today, so I picked up 6 movies all together. The first movie I picked up is Black Phone on Blu Ray. Great little horror thriller. Ethan Hawke, I think, is great in this. I think the kids are great in this too. The 2 kids, a brother and sister. Love the characters, and I'm really excited for a sequel because I think the sequel is it's either coming out this year or next year. I can't remember, but I know they do have a sequel coming, so I can't wait for the second movie. Just a great little thriller. So yeah, but the Blu-ray, that's Blu-ray, and then that's the DVD. But I highly recommend check out Black Phone. One of my favorite horror thrillers. The next thing I picked up was The Invisible Man on Blu-ray. Great modern interpretation of the Invisible Man. One of my favorite. Like, this might be actually my favorite interpretation of Invisible Man. Like, because I think this movie is just a great movie where it gives you really great compelling characters. It does a great job with tension. Like, even scenes in the movie where he's not there, you always feel like the Invisible Man's presence is there. So this movie just does a great job with feeling tense, creepy, always having really great tension when you feel like he's there even though he's not. And the main girl in this is fantastic in this. I love the character. And I love the fact it kind of deals with an abusive relationship and just a fantastic modern reimagining of Invisible Man. Like, just a great movie. I know there were talks to do an Invisible Girl movie because the ending kind of sets up where she gets the suit at the end. That they were going to do a movie of her being kind of like the Invisible Woman or Girl. And from what I heard, the Wolfman director said they apparently like canceled that idea. Like, they're not doing that. I would love to have seen, but I also think this is a great like standalone movie. So I highly recommend check this out too. That's the front. That's the back. You got the Blu-ray and DVD. But definitely check out Invisible Man if you haven't. Great, fantastic movie in my opinion. The next movie is, I'm probably going to pronounce this one. It's a James Wan movie. I thought this movie was great. I'm not even going to say the title because I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but a great movie. And this is just one of my favorite James Wan horror movies. Like, I'm a big fan of James Wan. Like, I do really love a lot of his movies. I haven't seen all of his movies, obviously, but this is one of the movies that I love. And I can totally understand if some people don't like this movie. Like, it is weird. It's over the top. But it works for me personally. Like, this is one of those movies that I love a lot. And this is a personal favorite, like, one of my favorite horror movies personally. But yeah, it's just the Blu-ray. And I would recommend this movie. Even though I can totally understand this movie isn't going to be for everybody. Next thing I picked up is Ted on Blu-ray. It does come with the theatrical cut and a rated cut. I love this movie. This is a great comedy movie. Like, this movie is really funny in my opinion. The second Ted, I'm not a fan of. The second Ted to me is one of those comedy sequels, in my opinion, that I just don't find very funny compared to the first movie, and I don't think it's even a very like entertaining movie. The second movie at all. Like, I really just don't like the second Ted movie, but the first Ted movie I think is hilarious. One of my favorite comedy movies, and one of the movies I didn't have. So definitely a great movie. One of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies. I haven't seen the Ted show. Like, I know there was a show, and I heard it's good. I know they're doing like a second season too, I think, of it. But there you go, the Blu-ray. But I definitely recommend the first movie. I wouldn't recommend the second one, but definitely the first one. The next then is Kill Bill on 4K. Now, they didn't have the second one there. I did see the second for it because I know Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, this is the first time they're coming out on 4K, I believe. And I love this movie. Like, I'm a big Tarantino fan. Like, I think I pretty much love all his movies except for Once Upon a Hollywood. This is the only movie I feel like is one of those, like, I don't dislike that movie. I like that movie, but I would say that's the weakest movie for me of him. But overall, I love the Kill Bill movies. I know there's been like a long time ago, there was maybe like talks or ideas to do a third one, which I would love. Because the girl that Uma Thurman's character kills, a black girl in the second movie, they show like her daughter sees that and she has a line where she says, "I'll be waiting for you," because she knows she's probably gonna come for her someday. Because I would love to see that story if that ever happens. But just, I love the cover too. I actually really love the snowy background and the costume and with the sword and blood and all that. Just great movie. I wish they had the second one, but I'm glad I at least got the first one. There you go. So you have the 4K there and Blu Ray, which I really like the artwork on the Blu Ray. But highly recommend Kill Bill and the second one too. Like I recommend both of those movies. The last I picked up is Smile 2 on 4K, which I love this artwork, I gotta say, with the wet smile going across. And this was one of my favorite horror movies from last year. I love the first one. I like this one slightly more than the first one, but I love both movies. But I do think this is one of those sequels that's better, that's even better than the original. And Naomi Scott, she's just great in this. Like to me, this is like I've always been a fan of her. Like I loved her in the Aladdin remake. I think this is one of the best performances personally. Like I loved her character in this. She was just very compelling, interesting, and I really felt bad for her character. And she just gave like this really powerful performance in this movie. Just and overall, I just love this movie. I think it expands a little bit. I love the twists and tones it takes. I love that in personally because I think that sets up a really like interesting to go if you did a third one. But just one of my favorite horror movies. I love that kinetic energy in this movie. Like it just to me, it kept me on. Like does a great job of just really keeping you on the edge of your seat. And I did find some moments creepy in this movie personally. So this is to me was a great horror movie from last year. And again, I love the cover. I do wish the one nitpick I always have when I talk about these physical medium movies when I get them is that I'm really not a fan when the slip cover is the same as the front cover. Like I think the Kill Bill Volume 1 review I just showed you, I think the slip cover was the same as the front cover. Like I hate when they do that. At least change up the slip cover. And that's the back. And they all come with bonus pieces, all the movies I picked up. So you have the Blu-ray, which is the blue disc, and then you have the 4K, which is the black disc. But I highly recommend this movie. I mean, I recommend both Smiles. They're, in my opinion, both great movies. Yeah, I definitely recommend Smile 2. One of my favorite horror movies from last year. So that's all the stuff I picked up. Until next time, movie fans.